Hello, welcome to Tea and Herbalism with Lady D, and I'm Lady D. Thank you for joining me today. Today we'll be talking about lemon balm. Melissa officinalis is the botanical name. It smells absolutely amazing. It has a lemony scent to it. So I have a blend that I made up with the Melissa officinalis. We'll make it today. I'm calling it the Mellow and Chill Blend. So for those of you who usually watch me, now I haven't been recording or having shows of tea and herbalism for a while. I've had a lot going on. So I'm inspired later on in the show. I'll have the opportunity to interview Jasmine Johnson, and she wrote a wonderful poetry book called Born Black, Raised Baptist Poems and Proverbs. So we'll put a link for you to be able to buy the book on Amazon. Um, but she has, I believe it's a hardcover book, well, an actual copy of the book you can order, or online like Kindle version. And I have the Kindle version. A friend of mine gifted me. So I will share that with you so you can get her book and support her. The book is absolutely amazing. She's open, she's honest. Um, it, I read it in 2 days, two 8-hour periods. I read the entire book. So I actually had an opportunity to interview her on our other show, The Ops that I'm on. So we did the first half there, and you can see the second half here later on, which I will more than likely recap some of the things we talked about. And I had poignant questions for her. She was open and honest, which, about her life and why she wrote that book. And so I want to, be open today. So with this mellow and chill blend, back in November, I took a fall down a lot of hard steps. I'm older, I don't bounce like I used to. So it was hard. We thought that I broke my arm, but I did not. But I just had to take care of myself. So that's what I've been doing. And then in January, oh, my companion of 16 years. Yes, I'm gonna say companion. That's a good word. We'll probably share a picture of him here. My companion of 16 years, my little dog. His name was Chief. He was amazing. I loved his attitude. He had an attitude, okay, y'all. This dog had an attitude. I learned a lot from him. Like, don't put up with people's mess. We're not taking no crap over here. Uh, yes, he could let you in the house today and be nice to you, but he may not let you in the house tomorrow, okay? Ask my friends that try to come over. They'll let you know. I had to put him away a lot because he's like, oh, just because I let you in yesterday don't mean you could come in today. So we lost him. He went over the Rainbow Bridge. That I was grieving. When I say grieving, whew, I was grieving him because, like I say, he was my companion of 16 years. And if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm actually measuring tea here for the blend. So this is peppermint leaf tea. I have a cup of it. So I'm going to do 1 part peppermint, 1 part lemon balm, which is in the mint family, and then half part rose petals. So if you remember me talking about rose, it helps with emotional pain. And when I tell you I was in emotional pain, yeah, it was hard. And you probably think, oh, it was a dog, or just a dog. Like I had a family member call me to give condolences, but it was a dog. Oh no, he was my companion. He was my family member. He was my friend. He was there all the time. My little cuddle buddy. He enriched our lives. So I was grieving him, and still am because I think about him. Or think I see him peeping around the corner because he would do that. Okay, y'all. When I say he had attitude, he would peep around the corner at me like, "What you doing there? Come on, sit down." So yeah, but I've had friends and family help me get through this hard time. It's been a hard time, y'all. I was just trying to take care of myself, but I still need to get some tests done at the doctors, and I haven't for this arm. and a few other things. But, we always taking care of other people. It's hard to stop and take care of ourselves. But I have friends that's trying to remind me to take care of myself. So there's a cup of the lemon balm. So I have a cup of peppermint, a cup of lemon balm. Starting to look like my bowl may not be big enough. I usually use a different bowl. I couldn't find it. So peppermint is good for abdominal pain, nausea, indigestion. Um, so my stomach had been upset and hurting. My heart had been upset and hurting due to the grief. So this lemon balm actually helps with anxiety and depression, actually. And I actually have already done a show on peppermint and rose. And you can go to either United Front YouTube page or my YouTube page, Lady D4440, and you can watch it. Okay. So actually, I should have kept the half cup. I'm just going to do 2/4 cup of the peppermint to make up. I'm sorry, rose petals to make up that half part. So half a cup. So I have 1 cup of peppermint, 1 cup of lemon balm, which is the Melissa officinalis, and half cup of the rose, which is Rose Damascus. So I would love to stir this. So again, helps with emotional pain. So that's what I've been doing. Just trying to overcome, trying to keep my head up, trying to keep moving forward while actually remembering my companion and taking care of myself. And it has been hard. 16 years is a long time to, you know, have a friend or family member, and then if they're not there anymore, it's just hard to manage, But I know it was the right thing to let him go because he was hurting. And it's like if you have a kid and that kid is hurting, you're hurting too. So here, it smells absolutely wonderful from here. I can smell the rose. I can smell that lemon balm. It's like a lemony. And the peppermint just opens up everything. So this blend is what I've been doing lately. I usually have been doing just 2 teaspoons, my tea bloom teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of the peppermint, if you want to make just a cup of it. A pot of it, sorry. 2 teaspoons of the peppermint, 2 teaspoons of the lemon balm, and 1 teaspoon of the pink rose petals. So now we have it all mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 3 teaspoons. And you can always start out with less if you're not comfortable doing 3 teaspoons. But again, if you are not making the entire bowl of the blend for yourself, you could do the 2 teaspoons of peppermint, 2 teaspoons of lemon balm, 1 teaspoon of the pink rose petal, which is what I usually do. But now I have this. I'm going to get some water. And while the tea is brewing, we will go ahead and funnel this into a jar. I'm gonna light this with my Tesla lighter. I will return shortly. Lunar Love by Denise, where everything is handmade in small batches. You can reach me at my Etsy website or at my email address and place your order. I'm also known as Lady D. Thank you. I'm gonna bring it over here. Oh, you can see it. Look at that wonderful, all that herbs in that bowl like that. But where we're trying to go with this teapot. Yes, I'm laughing at myself. It happens frequently. And here we go. I'm just gonna, you guys know I don't measure. I'm gonna fill it. Let some of that water go down. Amazing. Look how beautiful that is already. So we'll let it sit about 5 good minutes, About 5 minutes so it can brew. Just want to keep adding some water. Want more. Y'all know I like to have a cup ready for a friend. Okay, so we're going to put the lid on and keep that herbal goodness inside. Look how beautiful amber color already. So I know that a lot of people have been having different changes in life and grief and worried about certain things. You can take it down now. Thank you. Yeah, so we just have to overcome, right? And continue moving forward the best we can. So this tea blend has been helping me, helping my stomach not hurt as much or my heart not hurt as much. And it's been my experience that it's worked. I've had it multiple times. That's why today I was like, why don't I just make a batch? So I made a funnel with wax paper and with my clean jar. I always have jars. I keep jars, okay, y'all? Because I might want to make up a blend of tea. I might want to share some with a friend, which I've done that. And I was like, here's this jar of tea, Or here is, something. So let's see. I feel like I should have put something under it. I'm going to put this plate. This plate under the jar. So, Melissa Officinalis. I want to let you know that the essential oil from Melissa Officinalis is not cheap. It is expensive. But I'm sure it's worth having. Like, it took me a long time to purchase a bag of the Melissa Officinalis because I was like, I don't know about paying that for it. But it's been worth it for me. I've been using it a lot, especially since my companion died. And it's so soothing and relaxing. So I was sharing earlier that it's part of the mint family. Lamacia. You may have heard other names for it, like common balm or balm mint. It does have a lemony smell. So not to be confused with lemongrass. Because lemongrass is a different plant altogether. And it looks different too. Like this looks like, it looks almost like peppermint. So when I purchased the bag of the dried lemon balm, it's already broken into smaller pieces. But if you were to grow this yourself, it would look like mint. But yet you wouldn't mistake it for mint with the smell because it smells like lemons. And hence the name, lemon balm. And then for me, the botanical name is easy to remember. Like a woman's name, Melissa. Melissa. So Melissa Officinalis. I'm going to keep funneling it in while I talk to you guys. And this plant does so many wonderful things. Okay, I needed a bigger jar. I'm just going to show you what I have. Now I'm more than likely transfer it to another jar later. but it's almost full, and I still have about that much left. So we're gonna about another half of this. So I'm gonna need a bigger jar. We'll work with that later. But see, it was fun, soothing, smells great. So as you can see, the leaves can be used to make tea. Um, they're edible, and you can use it in your cooking as a flavoring ingredient. The medicinal uses, you can use like I said, as a tea, or you can use it as an extract, a tincture, which I've told you before. You can either use it with alcohol, like brand. I don't know. You could use brandy. Some people use brandy, but mostly people use vodka. But if you want it, you could use glycerin and make it a glyceride instead of a tincture. If you can't have alcohol, then you can use oil or ointment. So that would be or you could use extra virgin olive oil, and for the ointment, you can use maybe some extra virgin olive oil with um, beeswax to make an ointment. So it relieves anxiety and insomnia. So like I was telling you, I was grieving. So the Melissa, along with the pink rose petals, helps take that anxiety and depression away. And just that having that heart pain. When I say heart pain, I'm like a heartache. So it helps you sleep, it calms your body, which it does, and improves your mood and intellectual performance. So it may put you to sleep. Uh, so if you have ADHD, it could help with anxious thoughts, and it helps calm your mind and clear your thinking. And again, none of these statements are approved by the FDA. I also recommend you speak to either your doctor or herbalist, naturopath, or functional medicine provider for instructions for your own particular case of how you can take Melissa officinalis or any of the other herbs I spoke on today. It also has antiviral effects. So if you have herpes or cold sores and shingles, you can apply it directly to the skin. So you can make it as a tea and put it on a towel and use it directly on the skin. Or even if you had the tincture made up, you could put that on your skin. You can use it internally with the tincture as well as the tea, as well as put it topically to your affected area where you have the shingles or herpes, cold sores. That's herpes also. Um, if you have a PMS, it can reduce the cramping and anxiety and headaches, and it's also an anti-spasmodic. So it can protect the heart by lowering, helps with heart blood pressure and palpitations, as well as other heart issues. And it can also protect your liver. So if you have a fatty liver, it can help reverse some of the negative effects of the American diet, quote unquote, American diet. You know what the American diet is. uh, and it also is antibacterial and antifungal, so it can be active and effective against the candida, which is yeast. So again, the lemon balm oil, which actually I think I want to make up some oil and some extra virgin olive oil. Let's see how that turns out. But the lemon balm oil, the tincture, and the extract are effective in preventing and treating diabetes. I hesitated because I was trying to think of how to say that. Again, not approved by the FDA, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm just trying to inform our community on herbs and how you can help them in your family. So it helps control blood sugar levels and protect the body against the oxidative stress caused by diabetes. And it's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. So it helps reduce inflammation in the body and protects against disease and reducing pain. And so again, that same disclaimer, it is known to kill certain cancer cells. aids in digestion, and increasing cognitive function over time, reduces agitation in Alzheimer's patients. So I could say for me, uh, while taking this blend of the Melissa officinalis peppermint leaf and pink rose petals, it has calmed my stomach and my abdominal area. It has calmed like racing thoughts, as a little depression, um, grief from losing my dog, and just people getting on my nerves at the moment, saying certain things that I would try not to say to others. Insensitive things people say when you lose someone. They don't think they're being insensitive, but anywho, yeah. So this blend has helped me with that, and like easing, like I said, the stomach, my heart ache, and just like mental overthinking. And I have just mellowed out enough to be able to go to sleep or calm my mind enough so I can work and focus on work at the moment. So I want to say that the tea looks amazing from over here. It was a nice amber color earlier. And now I want to say it's a nice darker amber color. Actually, I spoke to someone on the phone the other day. Her name is Amber, and I was telling her it's a beautiful name, and um, the color of amber is a beautiful color, and she didn't realize that her name was a color. She shared that someone had recently told her that. So, amber color, isn't that beautiful? I'm going to, usually go ahead and put the honey in first. So let's do that. I have my teaspoon. This teacup made me think of spring because today where I am it's warm. The sun was coming through the window. I love that. And I said, I want to use this because it just makes me think of spring with the flowers. So I think since I have rose petals in this tea, I'm going to use the rose honey. But I want to show you while I wasn't airing. I made lavender honey. It's absolutely amazing. It smells amazing. It tastes amazing. I've used it and topped it up. So you guys know how I do. When it gets low, I just add more honey. And then the roses rise to the top, or lavender. You saw that lavender on the top. It just rise through. And it just infuses this wonderful goodness through the honey. So I gotta get some out. That way when I pour the tea, the honey's already in there. I think I should have left my pot holder in here. I'm gonna use this paper towel to pour the insert out. Because it's done its job now. I'm just trying to strain some of that water off. Well, tea, because it's tea now. It's no longer just water. All right. Put that lid back on. So look at that. I'm just going to pour it right in our cup today. We're not transferring it. And it smells amazing. I can't wait to try it. Well, you guys already know what it tastes like. Because I've been drinking this brew a lot lately. But I want you all to be able to experience it too. I can't wait to talk to Jasmine later about her book. I took a lot of notes. I have a lot of questions for her. And like I said in the beginning, she was open and honest and ready to answer hard questions. I was like, oh, I may want to ask you later. She said, let's do it now. And so I did. I asked her questions that, well, I didn't know if she'd be ready to answer them on air, but she was. So part two, guys, later on, we'll get to talk to Jasmine Johnson about her book. I'm so excited. And I mentioned to her about daring greatly. You all probably heard me say that on the show before. It was actually a quote from Theodore Roosevelt when he talks about daring greatly. Like it's not the people just in the arena. It's the person that's in the arena in the ring that's actually doing things that's daring greatly. Not so much the spectators on the side that are judging and critiquing the person that's daring greatly. It's that person that, like, she compiled her thoughts and she put them in a book. She published the book or had someone publish the book, and it's on Amazon. You and I, anyone can go out there and buy it and read her thoughts and what she was thinking and the things that she compiled throughout life so far. And it's just amazing that she was able to overcome herself and do that. The reason I say overcome herself, is a lot of times we hold ourselves back because we're afraid of what someone's going to think of us. Oh, what are you going to think of me? And she may have had those thoughts. I don't know. We can ask her. But she overcame and she published the book. And now all of us can. So she's daring greatly and we're watching her in the arena. So I think that's pretty amazing. It's too so good. I'm definitely going to share this with a friend. And hopefully you will too. And just stay tuned. We'll be talking to Jasmine Johnson soon about her book. Just I'm excited. I can't wait to talk to her about it even more. And maybe you can be inspired and dare greatly too. Hello and welcome to Tea and Herbalism and Poetry. So I promised you guys earlier that we were going to have a wonderful poet on here. This is Jasmine Johnson. I'm so happy to have her with us and her wonderful book, Born Black, Raised Baptist, Poems and Proverbs. We will have a link to it. It is amazing. I read it in 2 days. I believe I was telling you that.
Wow.
I have lots of notes and questions. Because when I tell you this book was a lot for me, I was happy that you opened up and shared so much. So I want to give an introduction to this wonderful poet, Jasmine Jemai. Is that correct?
Jemai.
Jasmine Jemai is a performance poet, activist, wife, and mom dedicated to uplifting by illuminating the life and experiences of women who shaped her childhood. Every poem is an ode to a strong Black female in her life.
That's right.
Her writing features excerpts from candid experiences, and you can feel that in this book too, with friends and acquaintances, but most often her close knit family, which widely consists of strong Black matriarchs. As a spoken word artist, she has shared stages with some of Detroit's most brilliant writers and became a celebrated national slam poet. That is amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I was sharing with you the last time we spoke about daring greatly. So Brene Brown wrote a book called Daring Greatly, but it's based on a quote by Teddy Roosevelt, where he talks about. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Where he talks about just what you're doing. You're in the arena. You're doing the work. If people have complaints, they need to sit down and keep it to themselves because they're on the sideline watching.
Exactly.
And you actually took the time, wrote the book, put yourself out there. And I think that's amazing because I know even with myself, I said, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, have all the things, and
Yeah.
I could even written a poetry book basically, and it is still not out there.
Well, let's get it done.
See, you
Let's
inspire
get it
me.
done.
You inspire me.
Yeah, I
So
went a while with believe it or not, I've had this book for maybe 5 years. And
yeah,
it's a combination of me going back and forth saying, oh, it's not ready. I need to add more. I need to do something else. Is it good
it,
enough? Comparing it to other books that I
see,
was reading to make sure that it was substantial enough to release to people,
comparing
you know?
ourselves to others.
Right. Right. But I
Mm,
also wanted to make sure that it was enough to add to people and not just ask for people to buy my book just because it's me. Right.
mm.
So don't just support me. I want you to get something out of
See,
it. So
and
yeah.
I definitely got something out of it. Do you mind if I read the quote?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, I just had it, and that's tiny. The man in the arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong the man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man or woman who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who
Mm,
strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly. So at this place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory or defeat. My Theodore Roosevelt.
mm,
So yeah, that I truly feel that when I hold your book and when I read it,
wow.
because like some of the things you have in there, like I told you before, I said, oh, I want to ask that, but it's maybe we could do it offline. You were like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Let's do it
it's out
now.
there.
Yeah, it's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I love that you were open, even with some of the personal questions I had about it, because you were daring greatly. You're in the
Mm-hmm.
arena. You took the time out. You exposed yourself. Opened yourself up for others to read your book and either say yay or nay, they like
Mm-hmm.
it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. So
Well, I'm glad.
they don't like it, God bless
Right.
them. So on the creation to the black church.
Mm-hmm.
For my Kindle, it's page 9, but you have my people blister the faith we have in ourselves to live up to your
Mm,
colonized hopes
mm-hmm. Mm.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Like even like the way we dress, the way we perm our hair or get the
Mm-hmm.
weave, or not to downplay the things that others do, but these are some of the things that we do to conform.
Mm-hmm.
They tell us it's a salad, a tossed salad. They tell us it's a mixing pot. But really, as long as you fit what they want,
Mm-hmm.
then you can fit in
Yeah.
to their colonized hopes.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
And particularly this poem is about conforming to church life, being
Yes.
subservient to whatever that message was that we got, because we got so many
Oh,
denominations, right?
yes.
So
Yes.
it was
To make it
it was
confusing.
yielding and submitting to whatever that vision was for how we were supposed to live our lives then, right?
Mm.
This is even down to when I was in church, we were taught not to learn about African culture and tradition because it
Oh,
was demonic, right? This is
that
our heritage. It's where we
it,
come from.
it's amazing to me that everything that people don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
they label it demonic,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the black church. And I will go and say this: I grew up in the church.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Lord, but now I
Still do.
see, still do. But now
Mm-hmm.
I see that in our community, they use the church as a way to police us,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yes.
control us. Oh,
Yep.
you can't do that. You can't do this. It's a lot of can'ts,
Mm-hmm.
And if you go against that grain, you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like a way to, like I said, control our behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
Like I visited a church with a friend of mine years ago, and I think I had sheer sleeve blouse,
Mm-hmm.
and they almost had to feel, oh, you can't show your elbows. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just like my shirt It has to leak. Oh, you're showing your elbows, and you can't wear lipstick. Can you wipe that off before we go into church? And I almost was like, I don't even want to go.
Right.
But I
right.
went, and then I was treated not well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's supposed to be church. You're supposed to love everybody. You're supposed to welcome everybody in. But I don't know. That was just one of my many church hurt experiences.
Yeah.
So,
and it's so many stories like that.
Yes. And I believe at the end of that same poem, that very last line, you wrote, if I perish, let me perish. Whew, I could feel that.
Man.
And when you wrote that, I know what I think it means. But what did you mean when you wrote that?
I want to hear what you think it means too, but
yeah, I want to hear
I'll answer your question. So if I perish, if I go out living my life this way, if this way is what gets me into hell, if I perish, let me perish.
Yeah.
Because I have to be true to who I am, to how I was raised, to the environment that I was raised in, because it's not easy to grow up in the city of Detroit and be in that box that they try to put us in.
Exactly.
Right? It's almost like it's a risk if I stay in this box that you're trying to put me in, because I can't relate to any of the people around me. So I'm already an outcast because I'm in church. Now I'm an outcast because I'm weird.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, if I perish, if I gotta go out like this, I'm gonna go out like this.
So much when you said that, you felt like an outcast. I truly felt like an outcast because I didn't fit the people at the church.
Right.
Even though I grew up in church, because like you said, so many denominations and so many ways you're supposed to do things. And then I didn't fit with the people at school. So I was like that awkward black girl, in my room reading. So we're going to take a moment and pour our tea.
Okay. And you got to tell me what you thought it meant.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I want to live life. And I definitely want to be able to enjoy life, whatever that, looks like. Even if it doesn't fit, you're welcome, all of the rules.
Yeah.
So this is
because there are so many of them.
So many. And they seem to change, don't they, depending on who's in the pulpit and what church you're at.
Yeah, what Bible version. So not only do we have so many denominations, we have so many variations of this book.
It's supposed to be the
so many interpretations.
Yes. And that is confusing. Yeah, that's confusing. Especially if you're a young person and like your parents like, well, do as I say. And he's like, but I have questions. Or you go to Bible study and just to learn, but they tell you don't ask questions, like, how am I here to learn if I can't ask questions?
Exactly.
That makes no sense to me. And I have always been an inquisitive person. So let's see. On assembly required. Let me see here. And I think it's like the second paragraph. You say we gather to gain the necessary energy to carry the weight of worlds colliding. And that's almost like what you were just talking about. Let me perish.
Yeah.
It's like I'm being taught this one way in church, but when I go out into the world, it doesn't necessarily apply. So who do I need to be with these two different worlds colliding?
Yeah. So here, Black people, our culture, we need each other to survive, right? Because we're all outcast, right? The two worlds colliding is that double consciousness that W.E.B. Du Bois talks about. Us having to conform to this American way of life, and then us honoring our culture and our heritage. Those two worlds are colliding constantly, and the only way that we can survive and still find ourselves within that is for us to come together regularly, for us to have conversations, for us to talk about the struggle, for us to understand what our place is within that struggle without losing our identity.
That's amazing. And when you were saying that, it made me think of also those of us that have some Native American heritage also. So like, where do I fit? Like the Native Americans don't want me to, Africans don't want me to.
Africans don't want us.
Oh, I have an experience. I used to work with this African guy, And he used to call me American cheeseburger.
It's good.
Oh, I'm glad she liked it. She said, say it again.
This is good.
She likes
this
it.
This good tea.
Amen. So I'm like, what is he talking about? Because I was young and naive.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we're African American. We came from Africa. Why do you hate us so?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you guys were coddled. You guys were this. No, we weren't, But they have their own. And I know that was one person, but I know that they have their own view of us.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, you guys don't belong. But I've heard recently that in Ghana, there's a movement to have us move back over there, and they have villages and stuff welcoming us. But again, it's another world colliding with African, Native American, and then American, because I don't know if you've noticed, and it burns my biscuits, that Caucasians are American, but everyone else is hyphenated American. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Native American, Latino American, African American. It's like, no, we're American too.
Right. What happened to that European part of?
Thank you. Thank you. So whenever you have to go back to Africa, I'm like, go
Tell
back.
me which part.
Go.
Can you figure out which part I'm supposed to go back to?
No, my smart butt be like, go back to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
what we talking about?
I was invited here. You just came here.
Look,
you just came over here.
That's so nice. We weren't even invited, okay? They drag us kicking and screaming.
Well, yeah, but they brought us here.
Yeah.
These people came kicking in the door. You ain't had no invitation. Nobody told you to come here.
Nobody told you to come here. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Okay, and then at the end of that same poem, he said, until they remind us no space and time is safe enough for stars to survive.
Mm-hmm. Can't be too bright.
Ooh. So I was going to say that. So we are the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're too bright, people don't like that.
They call you out your name when you're accepting an award.
Ooh, that's so recent.
Yeah.
For all his hard work. That's all they could come up with.
Yeah, they got to keep us humble. They got to try to keep us humble.
So when I was reading this, a shower trained alto, I was just imagining myself doing all the singing in the shower in the bath.
Yeah.
Like, I sound good in here with the echo.
Ain't that how they be in the small churches? They get the they get the deacons to sing it not on key at all. Everybody's singing a different note.
Yep. It might be singing faster or slower.
Right? But to the glory of God.
They're like, they tried it.
Yes. Yes.
So here you say, we have come this far by faith without a right key in sight, knowing God will hear our praises and pity our pain. Mm-hmm. That's probably what you were just saying about off key and whatever. I'm So when I read this, my brain like, God don't pity. He don't get no pity. I'm not gonna say that. I can say he can be cruel.
Absolutely.
Because it's proven in the Old Testament. I love to burn incense, okay? But there's a part of the Old Testament, I don't remember where it's at, but he opened the earth and swallowed up someone burning unauthorized incense. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah, they was down to the letter in the New Testament. Okay, you had to cooperate.
The priest will have to wear cords around their waist to go in the tabernacle, because if they weren't right and they dropped dead,
you had to read the fine print back then.
Pull them out with the rope. They couldn't go in and get them. Oh, he DFO'd. That fell out. You can't go in there and get him. They had to just pull him out with the rope. Oh, well, he must have did something wrong. I'm like, yeah. Okay, that's how it goes. So I'm like, God don't pity nobody.
Yeah, I think, and this is just me personally, I think that our pity comes in the form of giving us the amount of creativity that he's given us, like for us to be able to rise from the ashes. Like we are, phoenix. Right? All of us are versions of a phoenix, because we have like this heart, this hope, despite all of these things that have taken place, and we do it so well. Yes. The reason why we can't fit in a box is because all of our greatness happens outside of that box. Yes. Right? It happens outside of us conforming to what jazz, hip hop, soul music. It happens outside of the box. Things that they deemed, oh, this is crazy. Wrong. This is unorganized. It sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. That is where our excellence happens. And I think that is God's way of saying, let me give y'all, here you go. I'm going to give you some.
Okay, I understand that when you put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So like him giving us a gift is a form of pity.
Yeah.
So she schooled me on what she was talking about, y'all. She's like, no, look at it this way. I'm like, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I just want to say, I don't have any notes on it, but I love the title, Nuck If You Buck.
Oh, absolutely. I had to. I had to do it.
Y'all here throwing heads.
I had to, because some of these Christians.
I know, right?
Man.
You're like, I'm going to need you to turn your blinker off and stay in your lane.
Man.
Girl, I was like, Nuck If You Buck. Okay.
You think God turning the cheek all the time?
No, you only got 2 cheeks, but okay.
Right.
I used to tell with people because I was always ready to fight when I was younger.
Oh, you was a scrapper? Okay. So they wrote
my
that
mom
song
still
about
tell
you.
me about myself. Yeah. She said, oh, you used to, girl. We're not going to talk about what I used to do. That's the old me.
You was like my sister.
But she in there somewhere. Look. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, Nuck If You Buck, girl.
Somebody just made this post. That's their favorite poem in the book.
Yes.
And I'm like, the most ratchet poem.
Yes,
that
right.
you put the most ratchet one out of there.
Look. I know you got one named Church Girl, but you could be a church girl and have to do a little scrapping sometimes.
Yeah, we be the ones.
It's like, no, you done crossed the line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my earrings.
Right?
Oh, you got hoops
Hand me that Vaseline.
Look, she got hoops on.
Yep.
Take them hoops off.
Mm-hmm. Let me wrap this ponytail up real quick.
Because we about to throw heads and probably kick a couple feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to read this one line.
Okay.
I see killer. It says, get crunk on a punk if it'll stop a killer. Okay, y'all have to read this poem for yourself, y'all.
Yeah.
Get the book. Yeah. All right. So, covenant.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had to read this twice or 3 times because I could relate to this poem.
Mm.
And when I tell you this poem, y'all, she is like cutting people, okay? Like, I know you carry knives around like that.
Man.
She said, I'm gonna read the first paragraph. It says, trustee cleaned the church and pastor's car every Saturday, trading in his cruise day for sweeping and polishing. Sold his 68 Cadillac for the John Deere New Hope needed to beautify the block. Just talk about this man who was a faithful servant, selling off his belongings so the pastor could have a fancy car, selling off his trip. And this is, even today, like people get a last to the church and be on their way getting put out.
Mm-hmm.
But the pastor got the Cadillac, the Mercedes. You got to give all your money.
The plane. But you got members struggling that can't pay their DTE bill.
Right. Or they mortgage, they rent. And might come around and watch them pack up their house to move out. And then pull off in their Cadillac.
Yeah, that's what that was for.
Yeah, I felt it. Because like I said, I had to read it slower. Like, I'm relating with this poem a little too much. Let me read it again. And I ain't going to feel bad about it.
At all.
Nuck If You Buck. No. Okay. So on Push You, I got lots of notes. Push You Man.
Mm-hmm.
Lamb meant to reincarnate blighted neighborhoods but fell prey to a preacher man.
Mm.
That sounds like some more church hurt right there, though.
So, that poem came. So one time, me and my husband rode down Puritan, and we counted how many churches.
Oh my goodness!
We counted how many churches.
You count the liquor stores too, because how come it's always a liquor store next to a church,
right? But how many churches do we need to have in our community for it to come out of the space of poorness? Like, why do we have abandoned houses? Why do we have abandoned buildings? Why is this grass overgrown across the street from the church? Like, what work is the church actually doing? So you are here and you're supposed to add to the people of God. You're supposed to add to the places that you're in. Yeah. And you're taken away. Right? So that's where that poem came from. It's not so much about church hurt, but just seeing all of these churches on just one main street in the city. Right. And to see how impoverished, to see how dilapidated some of these neighborhoods look. It is saddening. It's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are we really doing?
Exactly. Because I've looked at even like 6 Mile in Wyoming area, all the churches, like you throw a stone, it's another church. And the liquor store next to it or near close to it. And I'm thinking if these churches would come together.
Yes.
Save on the rent. Come together. You know.
Because everybody, all of y'all would call.
Buy a church.
I promise you.
I
promise you.
Right. They call themselves. I used to hear that. They said, they call themselves. Yeah. I had another note there, but I think we go move on. Oh, wait, no, I got to read this last one, though. We pass these corners and think to ourselves, that's why I stopped going to church.
What's the point? You're not adding to me.
Yes, that's the attitude I felt with that. And then Deacon Devotional. You have thankful that freedom doesn't feel like peace. It feels like second Sundays when the deacons led devotion.
Yeah, I thought about my great grandfather. He was a trustee at my church, and every second Sunday they used to have the men lead devotion. And when I tell you, it was some of the hardest stuff to listen to, but one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen, for men to be that vulnerable. Yeah. For men to be that engaged in worship. Didn't sound good at all. No. But it reminded you, it reminded you that men are able to be vulnerable in some spaces. And it might not always look aesthetically pleasing or feel aesthetically pleasing, but if you can look deep within and really see what they're offering up, it's a beautiful thing.
So is that what you meant when you say thankful that freedom doesn't feel like peace? Because it didn't feel like peace, but they were free doing it.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get this.
You on?
Well, like I said, you put a lot out here, and I soaked it up. It had me thinking,
Yeah.
Okay, I was just asking myself if I should do this and ask you about this. So this means I should.
Yes.
So I'm just going to, is it okay if I read the whole thing? Because it's small.
Yeah.
The truth about judgment. It says, they'll make you reduce your rendition of morality to adjust their expectations. Be brave, daughter. What's right is not always what's accepted. So I had reduced. But I have reduced here. I'm trying to see what my note said. Oh, I wrote shrink like Metis. So I don't know if Metis was a wife of Zeus. And she was larger and more grand than he was. And he wanted her life force, her energy. So he asked her, I need you to shrink. So out of her love for him, she shrank herself. And then I believe he ate her because she was so small. So she gave up herself and her grandness and stopped taking up space to shrink for him. And that's what I got from this.
That is it. That's the poem. That is the poem. Yeah.
And we do, as women and as Black women, we do that so much. Oh, you too loud. Oh, you too this. If you dressing, where you going? I'm not going nowhere. It's what I wanted to wear. So it's like, okay, I always want us to shrink.
Yes.
Reduce ourselves to fit what they want. And yeah.
There's this whole movement now with men having this gripe about women saying, we don't need you. Right? We don't need you. And I don't think that it is so much we don't need you as much as it is reminding ourselves that we can survive without you if we have to.
Yes.
Right? Because we have spent so long on the back burner trying to uplift
others.
Right? And now we're just like, okay, I have to be able to survive regardless of if I have Black men that are willing to lift me up the way that I'm willing to lift them up or not. Whether my child's son wants to be in his life or not, I have to be okay.
Yes.
Right?
You have to keep going.
But let me caveat, Black men are the most active fathers. Okay, statistically, they are the most active
I
fathers.
didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, ladies, that's good to know. Because I didn't, I tell you, I did not know that. But I do see it, and well, I don't want to say so much the men in my family. Well, actually, no, because my cousin Rodney, he has like all of his kids with him, and he's taking care of them.
Yeah.
And then RG, my engineer, he's taking care of his kids and with them.
Mike, the men that just the people that you know,
your husband, there with your children, your child. I said, why I'm giving you more than one child?
Right, girl.
Your child.
Let's get back to this book.
Okay, back to this. She told me to shut up and keep moving. There is a poem, and I don't know where my note is, but I'm just going to ask you here. You probably know which poem it is. When you spoke about Black boys and Black men, and I remember writing a note of how does it make you feel knowing that you have a Black boy and a Black man as a husband.
Let me see, which one was that?
Yeah, I'm trying to see my note if I wrote it on my note card here. Oh, well, that's a different poem. Black men don't cheat. Verse 31.
That's okay. We'll find it.
Yeah, we'll find it.
But yeah, how do I feel having a Black son?
Black son.
Scared. Scared. There are one of my favorite poems to perform is this poem called "My Son Hears Motown," and it talks about how my son hears Motown and he hears all the beauty, the music, the wonder, Stevie Wonder's voice, right? The drum kick, the soulfulness. He hears all of that, and he misses what's going on. He misses the struggle that we are trying to overcome while singing these same songs, the riots that are taking place while this music is number one on the charts, right? And I also, towards the end of it, relayed the message that Motown, the music that he listens to, reminds him to dance and enjoy life, regardless of what struggle we are in. And I would rather have him see that part of it than just live the struggle. But it is a fear that I have because of what Black men have to go through, right? That my baby will have to experience some of these things. And I don't want to take too much of his innocence away by trying to, tell him, but I don't want him to be unprepared at the same time. Me or his father, we don't want him to be unprepared.
Exactly.
So it's even scary that we have to have these conversations.
True. Well, I have 2 Black male sons, and I was talking to my girlfriend because I've been telling everybody about this book, and I was telling her how you spoke about, having a Black son, and I was, include a Black male as a husband, and I was saying how I had to teach them, how to talk to police, how to carry themselves. Don't have the hood up, don't. Like, just be careful of what you do and say. And don't move too fast because, a lot of our males are getting killed because they have a phone in their hand. And it looks nothing like a gun.
At all
in any way. But I say that I noticed that to them, others, our Black males are a dangerous species for them for some reason. Even unarmed. I don't get that. But
there is even value in the double consciousness that we have to possess. There is value in being able to code switch, because sometimes not being able, regardless of if we're able to code switch or not, it doesn't matter. But sometimes that is the difference between life and death. Them seeing you as the safe Black man. Instead of the hoodlum, the ghetto boy, the thug, right. So there is value in code switching, and I think because we have made everything so mainstream, because the media sees us and it becomes a trend, the way that we act, some young people are growing up without the ability to code switch.
Yeah, I think that probably has a lot to do with social media and not having actual conversations with people. That's interesting. I like the way you put that. So I want to ask you, is there any particular poem or line that you want to talk about while I look through my notes?
Yeah. So, so a couple of people have asked me what's my favorite poem in the book, and my favorite poem actually isn't in the book.
Oh, really?
It's on the back of the book.
It's on the back of the book, y'all. Hold on, she holding out on me.
Yeah, this is my favorite poem, and I'll read it because you'll be able to see it even if you look it up on Amazon. But it is, did they bend for you the way I did on Sundays? Prostrate themselves before petitioning you like me during Terry service. I loved you wicked. When the world took cover, gave myself to you and spun the block just to be an offering. I did it all for the culture. Detroit. This is my favorite poem because I am one of those people who is in the fight. Like the poem, when you were reading that poem earlier, it reminds me of people that got a little bit of money and moved outside of the city, but are so judgmental about the city.
Yeah.
And they're not doing the work.
Yes.
Like, how can you talk about what's being done in the city when you aren't a part of the solution?
Exactly.
Right? Less dollars we have in the city, the less funding we get to do the things that need to be done in the city. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. I like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the poem that we were talking about Black boys, it's, I think it's called Farewell.
Oh yes.
Farewell. Yeah. My little notes, y'all. I got so many notes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Just reminds me of cousins, friends, especially growing up and attending Frank Cody High School on the west side of Detroit. It's right off of Joy Road. We know the type of things that are associated with Joy Road, and what an ironic name for a street, right? But there is so much loss that we experienced, even, and I know nothing compares to the class that, you know, had to graduate and spend their senior year during 2020. Growing up in my era, we had to deal with gangs attacking our football team. Yeah. Having our mock elections night raided by the police because there were gang members. These are stories that we have to live on a regular basis. And it just, it saddens me sometimes that Black men can't enjoy themselves the way that other people get to enjoy themselves. That Black boy joy is really a thing that we should celebrate whenever they get a chance to do it.
That what you just mentioned is atypical of most other people. You know, like I was telling somebody, we had metal detectors at school. It's like, we at school, y'all. You know, why do you need all that? But
drug dealers for teachers?
For teachers?
Yeah.
I'm watching a show where the teacher may be a drug dealer and killed the student.
May or may not be.
Allegedly.
Right.
Might
allegedly.
Be. I saw a shirt that just said allegedly with a pair, so I'm going to get that.
Whatever you're thinking. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, from ashes to vibrant things. You say, but what if I told you that you actually came from lands that produce Earth's most precious resources? That's amazing.
Yeah. So I wrote that after being immersed in Wakanda Forever. Right? The natural things that they just, oh my goodness, that movie, Sinners. Ryan Coogler's projects are just like, it's everything that we are proud of in 2 hours of cinema. Yes. Right? So yeah, what if I told you that instead of being the ghetto, ratchet, that too, but also we are invaluable. Yes. Invaluable to society, to culture, wherever we are.
Yeah. And we did not start out slaves. Like that is a part of our history. We're not slaves. Right? We're kings and queens and part of tribes that were doing and still doing so much. Yes. You know, so slavery is a small portion. I know it was hundreds of years, but a small portion of our history as a whole. Yeah.
I think to the pieces of us that belong to the African diaspora, it's a small part. But for Black people, and I say Black people intentionally because we are separate from Africans. This is a whole different culture. That is a huge portion of our culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't exactly trace which customs, which tribal practices, right? We can't trace all of the things that made us great pre-slavery, right? But there are so many things that we have done since then that are to be honored and sacred.
I like that, and that is so true. And when you were saying that, it just made me think of I mentioned the melting pot. It was like the melting pot of us.
Yes.
Because we did come from all over Africa and different tribes. So you can't necessarily pinpoint.
In South America.
And Caribbean.
Yes.
All over. So, we can't necessarily pinpoint where this one particular piece came from. Yeah, wonderful. Let's see here.
Where we at with it?
I think we had, which poem is this? I apologize.
You're good.
Okay, and they knew if you knew, you'd be impenetrable. So that's basically about what you're talking about. That's still Ashes the Vibrant things.
Yeah.
You mentioned vibranium. I was like, what kind of? Yeah, and if they knew if you knew, you'd be impenetrable. I just think like having that thick skin, nothing can get through because you are great. You are more than this one thing. Yeah. You know?
And they try to tell us that the pyramids, Egypt is not a part of African culture. It's a part of Middle Eastern culture.
Okay, but it's on the continent.
Not only is it on the continent, but understanding ancient migration, right?
Yeah.
I am not schooled in this stuff, but common sense tells me that if people migrated from Africa, they went up, right?
Yeah.
And then they probably went
crossing over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they were in South Africa, they made it to Northern Africa where Egypt is. So yeah. It doesn't,
So they try to tell us that we are not. Because if we knew, then it wouldn't be. They still can't stop us.
They sure can. Okay, I answered that already. Okay, next. I think I have 2 notes here for this one. The first ring. I was like, well, she got this first ring, second ring, third ring. I wanted to ask you about just that alone, the titles, first ring, second ring, third ring. Can we ask you, I want to ask you that. What was that about? Just the naming it, those 3 different.
Yep. I've been engaged 3 times.
Okay.
And these were all poems about why I said yes.
Okay.
All 3 times. Yep.
Yeah, I've been engaged a number of times.
See?
Never married.
And it's different every time.
It didn't happen, but I'm not mad about it. Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So for the first ring, you said, after all, these were the same women. Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning because now it's like I'm in the middle. Let's start again. He was everything you prayed for until you realized you were ill-advised and making supplication. After all, these were the same women who raised and grew up with the men you call family, men who masqueraded women as accessories to complement iced out buffs and talking points at family functions. Your yes was a declaration of avoiding the same mistakes, renewing your covenant with God, and rushing what life was sure to slow down. He gave you his mother's ring and acute matrimony to boundaries, taught you the value of pain, letting go of things you love but accepted too easily. Yeah, so when it started with after all, these were the same women. And to me, it sounds like you're saying that you used the standards they gave you, but look at what they chose.
Yes.
I shouldn't have been listening.
Not only look at what they chose, but look at the men that they raised.
Yes.
Right. My cousins, my uncles, the men in my family are great. They love their moms. They love their grandmothers. They love their family members. However, the way that they treat their spouses leaves something to be more. I want more from the man that I choose to marry.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why I said yes to him, because he was the opposite of my cousins. He was God-fearing. He was, I was one of his first relationships. So, yeah, he was very opposite of that. So it felt safe.
Oh. I was going to say it checked all the boxes, but when you said it felt safe, that did it.
Yeah.
That's all that needed to be said. He felt safe. But safe wasn't what you needed at that moment.
No, it wasn't.
Wow. Yeah, I had a note here saying the women were trophies. But and when you wrote any of that, were you thinking that the women in your family were trophies or like trophy
absolutely.
wives?
I come from a long line of matriarchs, so I feel like most of the men in my family are blessed to have the women in their lives, and we honor and pay homage to the men because they help us get so much done. You know, but yeah, they were trophies. They would not only the women in my family, but also the side pieces. Those were the real accessories. Those were the women being talked about during that. I would walk past a group of guys at a family function and they would be talking about, man, you see, I got this one. Those were the trophies. Yeah.
Wow. She said enough. Nothing else to be added, y'all. In Hunger Games. Just the fact that you named the poem Hunger Games, I was like, I can't wait to read that. I was hungry to read this Hunger Games poem.
Yes.
Yes. Definitely. There's a line here where you, actually, I like what you have just above it. Okay. But stories threaded together by miracles who barely believe there's a place in heaven for Black women. Yeah. Yes. Just the way people treat us. Like you get to the door and there's a Black man in front going and he'll let that door close, especially if he's with a non-Black individual, female, like almost pull it closed on you. So, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
It's like they don't even want to hold the door open for you. It's like, and then we put, there's no place in heaven for Black women.
Yeah. So because I'm a part of the artist community, I have an eclectic bunch of friends. Some of my friends don't believe in the same God that I believe in. Right? But they have faith nonetheless. And when we come together, when we pray together, although it is not to the same deity, we all have the same well wishes for each other. And that is a miracle that we can come together, that we can love on each other, that we can pray for each other. And we don't even know if it's something to go to after all of this. Right. After all of the stuff that we didn't been through, that we didn't survive.
Yeah.
Are we really going to get rest? Do Black women get rest?
Do we?
Do we though? Do we really though?
Goodness. And that same poem. Okay. I didn't highlight it, but I have to say this part. Okay, I think I do have an okay. We show up to corporate IKEA tables with folding chairs and tote bags. Tote is capitalized. I have a note, I think, on my little card. I have notes here and on the card, y'all. Okay. I like tote. Yeah, see? Tote bags. Wow. So what did you mean with just this capitalized?
That's a brand.
Bag? The brand?
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking
because we're gonna look good while we're doing something.
We are. Because I'm like,
right. Think Jasmine Crockett.
We got our bags.
We got work to do, and we kicking in doors.
Yeah.
Making a place for us, carving out a place for ourselves. But we're gonna make sure we look good in the process.
Yes. It's funny that you say Jasmine Crockett because I usually tell RG and Mike on the show, like, I'm reclaiming my time.
Yep. Maxine Waters reclaiming my time.
I'm reclaiming my time.
I gotta give me a Fannie Willis shirt because between her and Jasmine Crockett, I don't know whose quotes I honor more.
Yes, right. Because I was all on that what I call B6. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Bad built bleach body. Yes.
Bad body. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you have to twerk. Gather the strength to sacrifice ourselves. Strength to sleep. To twerk. That's a whole sentence, y'all.
Yes.
To twerk. Like we doing it all, okay? To worship our people. until they abide in the presence of our praises. While honoring deities they tell us are sacrilegious, and praying to ones they use to keep us captive. Girl.
That's the word.
Keeping us captive while we're doing all the things that they want us to do.
We in the box. Just like they want us to do.
In the box. You know, I always say, I've had a conversation with people about like gang activity. And I'll use California because that's what I first think of. I know we have gangs here. But when they can't leave certain blocks, they can't wear blue or red or whatever, without fear of being killed if they're not in those gangs with those colors. Like if you leave across this street, you're in the wrong zone. Even if you're not in a gang, just the fact that you live in the other zone of the other gang, that's a way to imprison our people while they're supposed to be free.
Absolutely.
Okay, so right here, keeping us captive. Let's see. May the gods accept our offering, and may the odds. I gotta say it again. May the gods accept our offering, and may the odds be ever in our favor.
Right. Can't you hear the whistling in the background?
I know, right? Forever in our favor. Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I know, you know, we're going over time. I know you had other things, but okay. So I'm going to go to Proverbs 31. I'm just going to jump in here. You got black men don't cheat. Yeah, I said it loud on purpose. Black men don't cheat. They worship, surrender themselves to intimate encounters with fertility gods, sing praises to false idols made of wax statues, but commit themselves to Egypt. What are we talking about?
So this is a parody poem. Because obviously some of these men be cheating.
So I'm like, where's she at?
Right? So we're going to surrender themselves to intimate encounters with fertility gods. So they sometimes going over to the other side.
Oh, that's what you mean by fertility gods?
Sing praises to false idols made of wax statues. They're not the real thing. Right. You over there on the other side, you experimenting with these wax statues, but ultimately true black men commit themselves to Egypt, commit themselves to Africa, to women, to black women.
Look at her, y'all. I did not know that's what she meant. I love it. I did not, girl. She out here teaching. Y'all got to get this book. Born Black Raised Baptist. We're going to put the link. I love this.
And leave a review, please. If you get the book, read the book, leave a review.
I'm going to see if I get on there and leave a review. Because I talked about it on my Facebook page.
Please do.
I told people, I told friends. So I need to go out there and write a review. Yes. Let's see here. Why did I keep going backwards? So I think I had two more I really want to talk about here.
Let's get into it.
For sure. And actually, it's not in your poem. It's in your okay. So most people, y'all, I think I noticed the acknowledgments be in the front of the book. Hers is at the end of the book. I was like, why she put this at the end? I got to read, and it needed to be at the end of the book. I said she did that strategically. So under, I want to say it's Joshua Cable.
Joshe.
Oh, I'm adding letters, y'all. Joshe Cable, thank you. Author of The Art of Beauty. It says, captivism is an understatement. Yes. This book, okay, it's captivating. If knowledge is black power, Jermaine's words strike the lightning bolt. Strike the lightning bolt. Unapologetically black and profoundly elegant. She is a poetess not merely by title, but by the enduring essence. And he got S-ence, you have to see it. Her words leave behind. That's a lot. I like that. And like I said, I've been talking about this book since I think my friends are probably like tired of me right about now. I'm like, y'all, here's the link. I'm sending the link out.
Mind you, I didn't pay these people.
No,
I didn't pay these people to write this stuff. I promise. I just asked them to read it and give an honest review.
Yes. And like, I'm gushing all over. She asked me. I was like, "I need your number. I gotta talk to you about this book, y'all." Okay.
Let's chat.
Yes, and then also in the back, an acknowledgments of Rosemary Wilson, poet, author, playwright. In the middle, she writes, "Dig in and consume." Born Black, Raised Baptist, an outstanding collection of poetry that will properly feed your being, leaving your entire soul full in capital. So when I say dig in and consume is what I highlighted. After I finished the second half of the book, I texted her. I said, I consumed this book. I used that word. I consumed it in 2 days. Okay, y'all. And I am still gushing over this book. It's amazing. I absolutely, and I love it. You took time out to come be with me today.
Absolutely.
Talk about this book. I don't know. I don't care if they put me out because I as far as my friends, right? Here's the link. Go buy the book.
You gotta read it.
Like they got hard copy, they got paperback, and the Kindle version, which mine is on the Kindle. But and see, I was able to take my note, and I'm a book writer. I mean, I write in books. So for me, I used to think, I can't write in a book. Start with a little dog ear. A bookmark, and I'm like, I got notes. I got to write, so it's good. I think it's good and okay to write in books. Yeah. So I want to say my favorite poems. I have actually I just asterisks on here. Okay. I want to say I shared this with Jasmine before. I most identify with misfit. Yep. And I said this earlier. I didn't fit in with either crowd of church or the secular. And then my Confessions was one of my favorites. Dear Mama, I have lots of favorites, y'all. Don't judge me, I don't care. Dear Mama was yes. And then Expose Yourself was a favorite. And then Hunger Games. Yeah. Just that you named it that. And then everything in there is just amazing. And then you had to end it with, may the odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah. Yes, sis. I wouldn't have missed this. Thank you so much for having me come over for this good tea. My tea almost gone, y'all.
Oh, I have more.
I drank that tea up. Okay? Yes. And I need to, what is in this? Okay,
so this tea, we made it earlier, is peppermint, lemongrass, and rose. So rose helps with emotional pain. Peppermint is good for like if you have a headache or your stomach hurts. They do more things. So I'm just telling you a few things that they do. And lemongrass lemon balm. Sorry, I do that. But lemon balm, it helps with anxiety. Okay. So it's called Mellow and Chill. So I actually will get some of Jazz to go home with her.
Please do. Please do.
Hopefully you have
I get something. I gave you something. I hope that it continues to add. Come back to it. It's not just like I read that.
Come back to it. Well, you see, I got notes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will be going back to it because to me, just I feel like that church girl that you wrote this for me. And I feel like I learned a lot about you and myself while reading this. And I think it's amazing. And again, I have to say again, the fact that you dared greatly and you put it out there. And I know it took time. Yes. You wanted to make sure it was just right, the right amount of poems and the right amount of whatever. But it seems like you came to a point, somewhere we should call you. Yeah. You came to a point where you say, this is good. It's enough for me because you are enough.
No.
But what happened? Put it out? No, that's not what happened.
No, what happened is my circle of Black female friends.
They got it straight, y'all.
We cuss on here. My circle of Black female friends said, bitch, if you don't put this book out. I kept calling him like, what y'all think of this poem? Girl, if you don't put that book out
there, so you have to just push the button.
I just had to let it go.
So I do have a more personal question. Is it self-published? Is it?
Yes.
What did you do?
Okay. Self-published through KDP, Amazon, KDP.
Okay. And you said you put it out on Amazon. Is it on other platforms?
No, just Amazon right now. I am. It's going to be in bookstores soon within the city of Detroit. Okay. I just have to meet with the owners of the bookstores and then it'll be available in bookstores.
Self-marketing, y'all.
Yes.
She's doing it.
I am.
She dared greatly. See this book? We're gonna drop the link. Please get this book.
Leave a review once you get it.
Leave a review.
Yes, yes.
So I'm gonna follow her instruction and go leave a review.
Thank you.
But I absolutely loved it. I'm pretty sure you will love it too. If you don't tell me that you don't.
Sound like you might get cussed out if you don't like it. So.
Because
what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Keep it to yourself. But again, tell everybody where they can find you at.
For sure. You all can follow me on Instagram, Jazz JAZ .Jamai JAMAI on Instagram. Facebook is Jasmine Jamai. I still have a Facebook. My website is jasminejohnson.com. Okay. And TikTok it's also jazz.jamai.
Okay, wonderful. So reach out. She has multiple avenues for you to reach out to her. Be kind if you slide into her DMs. Be professional. She's a lady. Treat her as such.
I'm a lady.
Yeah, the way she grabbed it. Okay, love it. So you can reach me on Instagram at LadyD4440. Tea and Herbalism. You can find it on the United Front Network YouTube page as well as my YouTube page, Lady D444. Mm-hmm. So thank you again. I'm so glad you came out. Oh, yes. You can also go to the United Front Network if you want to donate to the channel. I believe the Cash App is $ United Front Network. If you want to donate to myself, it is $ Naturalista D. And if you want to Cash App Jasmine, you have a Cash App?
I do actually. You can Cash App me Jazzy Johns, JAZZY JOHNS 2. Jazzy Johns 2.
Jazzy Johns 2. Maybe you want to buy a case of books to help her get it into a local bookstore.
We do sell them in bulk.
And yes, you sell them in bulk. So there you go. No excuse, get to it. Again, thank you. And thank you for joining us for Tea and Herbalism and Poetry. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Bye, everybody.